We predicted every single game across from opening Wednesday, which should be a Thursday, but it's a Wednesday because the NFL is stupid, to the final closing Sunday of the regular season. Every game picked, every team's record broken down. Kelsey, you're going to lead the way with us with the NFC East. Let's start from the bottom before we get here.
Yeah, so at the bottom, I have the Commanders. You see it on the board. Like I said, I don't have a lot of faith in the Commanders because it relies so much on Jaden Daniels' health. It is not even funny. Like, I just can't rely on anybody else for the Commanders to make this work. So that means I don't have him being very healthy this season, which does also play into the whole fact I said passing yards. I see him getting under. This is why. So Jaden Daniels is going to be the big reason why here. I think their defense is fine. I just think it's going to be overpowered because they're going to be on the field a ton. And I don't see the running back core being enough to get them over the hump. But they are going to get 4 wins. So I have them going 4-13 and 2-4 in division. So they do still get 2 wins in the division because that's how the NFC East works. But it's going to be rough outside of the division for sure.
Out of respect for Jaden Daniels, they will not hit 5. They will stop at 4. I respect
it. Exactly. And now next up on the list, I do have them Cowboys. It's not as bad as the Commanders. They have a winning record. I just think that there's going to be some building blocks here that need to be fixed. And that's the part of this. I think they overperformed last year, and this year they're going to kind of come down to reality. It's going to be a 9-8 season for the Cowboys. I still think it's a good season. I just don't think it's as good as a lot of people are hoping. I have them going 3-3 in division, and that's going to be the big difference maker of why they don't excel in this division. Is they're going to lose the tough ones. They lose the home and home. They lose one of the 2 games every time they play against the Eagles and every time they play against the Giants. So as long as they can at least still keep that and maybe sweep the Commanders, then I feel a little different about this. But yeah, I have them 9-8, 3-3 in the season, finishing 3rd in the NFC East, which takes us to number 2. Those are the New York Giants. As I said, I hope Jackson Dart does a lot of good things. I do have a lot of faith in Cam Scatterby running the ball. I do like Isaiah Likely to be one of the best tight ends this season. We've seen a tight end finish in the top 5 tight ends every year after going undrafted in fantasy, and Isaiah Likely is an undrafted fantasy tight end in times this year, which means well for the offense in reality. So I have the Giants going 10-7, 3-3 in division, and they do make the playoffs. Spoiler alert for anybody who's wondering. And that takes us to number 1, which does give us the 3rd straight repeat for the Eagles, being the first team since the Cowboys did it way, way, way back when. So that was the old NFC, I guess technically East. I don't know really what that was. NFC West, my bad.
Going back pre-Andy Reid days is what we're
going.
We're going to ignore those Eagle runs, but it's a long time.
We don't count them. We don't count them. We don't count them at all. But no, it is a situation where the Eagles, I do think they have the better team on paper. Saquon, I think, comes back. And I think Devontae, I think all the drama with A.J. Brown is going to be thrown away by game 3 when you have Devontae dominating people as a number 1. You're going to see Mekhi Lemon actually step into that role. I do think he's going to be very good. I don't think it's going to be an exceptional performance from the Eagles this season, though. They are only going to get away with 11 wins. Only 11 wins, mind you. 11-6. It's still a great season. And then they do finish 4-2 in the division. So, like always, they do lose 1 to the Cowboys and lose 1 to the Giants. So yeah, that's where I have it going. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know how I feel about the actual final records. I still feel like I might have overhyped some teams and not some others, but you know what? I'm going to roll with it because I've been very wrong a lot before with this division. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm very wrong yet again.
And for those of you who just tuned in for now, be sure to tune into the Belly Up Fantasy Football Draft tomorrow on Belly Up Fantasy and Gaming and see Kelsey and Jared fight over who gets Devontae Smith. Kelsey might have to take him in the first round with how much he believes in him. He might actually be worth it at this point.
I might have to, honestly. I don't like it, but I will.
You might have to go Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith for your first 2 picks.
I might have to go Saquon and Devontae just to be safe.
Be tuned in for that battle for Eagles supremacy here with High Low Sports Podcast featuring a Cowboys fan. Not something we'd expect, but also be sure to tune into that live stream just for fun anyway. But where we are different, we are also the same. So I'll go and get into mine as, not really much surprise. I kind of have the Commanders bringing up the rear. And unintentionally, but intentionally, because I picked this beforehand, I am also showing respect for Jaden Daniels by giving him 6 wins. So we are avoiding the 5 wins by all costs. I worry about the health. They spent a lot of money on defense for okay players. Like, it's okay. Maybe Dan Quinn can make chicken salad out of 80-20 ground beef. I don't know. Maybe he could pull something off there. The offensive line's okay. I like Rachaad White a lot fantasy football-wise, but I don't think he's going to change your entire fortunes offensively. I don't think he's going to completely alter things. But we'll see. Maybe Stephon Diggs has maybe he's just good luck at this point for every team besides the Bills. It worked for the Patriots last year. Maybe it works for them. But I need to see Jayden Daniels play 15 games before I feel fully comfortable and not have 4 unique injuries in a single season. I got the Giants at number 3. I do think they're going to be a lot better. I do have them going 7-10. So I don't like it's a good improve. They improved greatly from last year. I am not willing to give them more wins until I can see Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo not lead with their face for 60 consecutive minutes. That's
You
all
can get one, but you can't get both.
Like, just give me one. I'm like, use your shoulder pads and we're good. Or Jackson, just fall down. Don't get hit anymore. I like a lot of the pieces of that. They feel like a 2027. Oh, now they feel like the one we predict now. They let us down now, so we all jump off the bandwagon. Then next year they start cooking. That's how they feel to me because the amount of times I've tried to be early on a team and I was wrong for it. So this is why this year, like with the Commanders, I tried to be early with them with Sam Howell. I was wrong, and the next year they go to the NFC Championship game. So I'm gonna do the opposite with the Giants because I like a lot of what they do. I think they're gonna be a big problem, and I think Big Blue is gonna be a big problem. I do have them both these teams going 2-4 in the division. They just have a rough go with the teams at the top. Next up, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. They're still good. They're 10-7. Like they're still a good team. I'm not having them fall off the wagon. I do think it's going to take an adjustment period with another new offense. And now Devontae Smith's going to be awesome, but I think that early part of the season is going to be a little rough for them. A.J. Brown's a different build of receiver where all the Eagles' new receivers have almost the exact same build, and then there's Dontavian Wicks. So I think getting used to guys in different roles will be interesting. I do think Stowers is going to take a lot of time from Dallas Goedert. I think he's going to get on the field a lot. That's going to take some time to get him going. And defensively, they need to quit getting on in shenanigans off the field. Right now, like at the time of this recording, you have Cooper DeJean with a groin injury and Quinyon Mitchell with a glute injury. And then you have Jalen Carter with his tomfoolery off the field. I just want to see that everything come together, which I think it'll take a little bit of time. Even their Super Bowl year, they were 2-2 at one point. So I think it'll take them a little bit of time. This time it'll just take longer because you probably want to have Saquon Barkley on a 2,000-yard pace. But you might. We'll see. I still do like the Eagles. I do have them as a playoff team, spoiler alert. 3-3 in the division, as I have the Cowboys who will lead the way at 11-6. So it's not a huge difference. But I do think the Cowboys will find a way to take the division. I have them going 5-1 in the division because when they're good, they beat the piss out of the Giants and the Commies and they split with the Eagles. Every year they've been good for Dak's career. That's pretty much been their MO. Beat the brakes off the Giants, beat the brakes off the Commies, split with the Eagles. That's when Dak plays all games, and they actually have a defense that is not a complete and utter embarrassment to JV football, which I think they will have this year. I think their defense will actually be top 20. And by that, I mean like 18 or 19. I love the Caleb Downs edition. Rashawn Gary is really good. The problem is his contract says he should be great. That's, I think, why people hate on him a little bit more. But he's still very good. Quinn Williams got paid. He's awesome. We talked about all theirs. I like a lot of what the Cowboys did. Jaden Blue's going to get on the field. I believe it. And I think we're going to see CD and Pickens play like Jamar and T in a lot of ways, where I think they're going to complement each other very well to the point where Pickens is going to cost somebody a lot of money next year, and it won't be the Cowboys because they can't afford to pay him. But I like a lot of what they did. I do, and Jerry Jones has been mostly quiet for a little bit, which is a plus. If he starts running his mouth, that's different, but he's been mostly quiet. I think Dak saying we could be we could be the greatest offense ever if everything clicks is the worst they said, and you want your quarterback to say that. So I'm feeling good about the Cowboys. I don't know why. I feel pretty good about them. This could be – I did pick them in the division last year, so maybe this is me trying to make up for it this year too. But I like a lot of what they did in the offseason. I like a lot of what they have on paper. And Schottenheimer turned out to be a very good coach. The players actually respect the hell out of him. They play hard for him. CD and George got benched for a drive because they were dicking around in Vegas, and they didn't even blink. They came out and cooked afterwards. Pissed me off as a fantasy. As someone who had CD on their fantasy team, I was throwing a hissy fit for that first drive. But I think there is something interesting going on in Dallas. We'll talk about how far they get in the playoffs when we get to that episode, but I like them a lot. So here's what we got for DJ's NFC East predictions. All relatively close, but still a good gap.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, look, I disagree on the Schottenheimer take, but that's just my take on the Cowboys because go figure. But no, I do like the rest of your picks. And you look, you don't have a big difference between your Eagles, Giants, Cowboys conversation as much as I do either. You just gave the Giants a couple less wins. Everything else pretty close to the top two. I mean, just flip them around. So yeah, I get it. It's a division that is as volatile as you can actually make something. It is vinegar and water. It is whatever you want to say, whatever combination you can come up with that is opposites. It is that because you don't know what is going to happen week 1. You don't know what's going to happen week 15. Heck, you don't know what's going to happen week 17 or 18 when there's playoffs on the line and 2 teams are out of it and they're just going to bench their quarterback for, the 5th string guy instead of just going and winning the game. That could also happen randomly. Not that I'm speaking from, exact circumstances or anything in the last 10 years. Peterson, I remember you.